Hi, so we have a Samsung Tab A7 that doesn't power on or show any signs of life, but this is one of the newer style tablets where in order to disassemble the device, the screen has to come off first. I'm going to demonstrate how to disassemble these devices safely. So let us begin. Okay, so to safely disassemble this device, first you need to set the device on a preheater. I have my preheater set to 85 degrees Celsius, which is plenty hot. Usually you'll be safe about 75, but the 85 softens the adhesive a bit more, makes it easier. In order to safely disassemble the device, we need to be aware of where the flex cables are located underneath it. Otherwise, if you go in too far with your tool, you could damage something. So the best way to ensure the safety of the device flex cables is if you can open an image of the device's replacement screen on eBay or whatever website. It usually shows you what the back of the screen looks like. So you can compare to that image, and that'll give you a good idea of the parts to avoid. You can use this trick if it's a device you've never opened up, if you've never taken apart before. Other than that, the process for safe disassembly is relatively the same across most devices where the screen is held in with adhesives. Now, once the device has been warming up on the preheater, I prefer using suction cups to help get my tool under the glass. Now, man. Now sometimes it might be the adhesive will be quite strong and it won't come off easily enough. So in such an instance, you can put a little bit of alcohol and the alcohol will help safely lift the screen up, as you can see here. Now, once you have the device up, now one thing you need to be careful of is devices that have an OLED screen, you can use a lot of alcohol and you'll be safe, like you're not going to damage the backlight layer. However, if the device is LCD, you need to make sure that the alcohol does not touch or get on the LCD backlight layer. Otherwise, it will then stain the backlight and it will just look like crap and you'll have to replace the screen. So once you have the device up enough that you can go in with your tool, be very careful with how much rubbing alcohol you use when taking the device apart. So in this case, you put a little bit of alcohol on the opening tool. And also for the opening tool, you can use plastic playing cards, or you can get these plastic opening tools from Mobile Centrics or other websites which work quite well. So just a little bit of alcohol on the plastic tool will be enough to separate the adhesive from the glass. Now, I could use the suction cup tool to lift it up on the other spots as well around the frame, but you don't need to. So as you can see, we put a little bit of alcohol on the opening tool, and you also have to make sure you don't go in too deep, otherwise you could damage the LCD layer. So I'm not going more than that deep in there, so more than a couple of millimeters. You can gauge how much to go in by looking at an image for the replacement screen. Also, once you have the screen lifted up enough, you can actually see how deep you can go in with your tool. Now, if you have a little bit of adhesive stuck to the glass, the best thing to do with it is just cut the adhesive using a pair of scissors. Let me go grab them. So, as you can see, there's a bit of adhesive stuck here. You could just cut it so that then the screen can lift up freely in that area. Same in this corner as well. We will come back to it in a second. Now, we don't need the suction cups on this side anymore, so we can remove these. Now, because the device was off the heat mat when I had the suction cup on, the adhesive has cooled down a bit, so it is proving a bit more stubborn than it normally would have. So we're gonna just flip it over and warm it up quickly for a second. These strings of adhesive can just be cut out, because then it makes it easy to put the screen. And that's it. Device is fully disassembled. Perfect. Now, as soon as the device is disassembled, disconnect the battery. And disassembly is complete. Screen disassembly.